Hello, welcome back to the channel. Don't go away, no. Financial or investment advice. Guys, please educate yourselves everywhere, not just with me, about any cryptos or chart trends, etc. I always share my opinion here as I try to think outside the box about what will happen in the future, and I have discovered some very interesting news that I want to share with you. Above all, you should be invested in XRP. But now, let's get into the topics. I would like to start with a condolence for the Traffic Light Coalition. But I won't say more about it here in the video, probably in the live stream on Saturday. I could elaborate a bit there, but feel free to join, 6:30 p.m., as always on Saturdays. However, I would like to start with America, because the whole world is still in despair over the electoral success of Donald J. Trump, who is now being inaugurated as the 47th President of the United States on the 20th January. He will take his oath of office, and on that day he will likely fire Gary Gensler. He said it at the Bitcoin convention in Tennessee. Not too long ago, that's already twice. But the electoral success is certainly there. The markets have reacted, and everything has gone up nicely. I will then address the XRP price from today shortly. Very interesting what I saw there. I would like to start now with the Chief Legal Officer of Coin, who still has a lawsuit from the SEC pending. Well, Paul Grewal. I hope the SEC understands what happened last night. On many issues, voters have clearly stated that they want change. Crypto is no exception. Stop suing crypto. Start talking to crypto. Initiate regulation now. There is no reason to wait. And not only did he send out this tweet, he apparently had a conversation with Eleanor Tarrant, our dearest journalist from Fox Business. She wrote about it. Coin Chief Legal Officer Paul Grewal expects significant and impactful changes at the top of the SEC in the near future. The number of crypto cases under a new chairperson appointed by Trump. Quote, "In my opinion, I believe strongly that the new administration will take a comprehensive new look at all existing crypto cases filed under Gary Gensler, and they will very carefully and thoroughly distinguish between those that clearly target fraud and those that do not, and thoughtfully. In the case of the SEC against Ripple, it is important to note that we know that no fraud allegations were made here." Note, back to this tweet, because of what he has now said to her in this particular case. Grewal did not say that he believes the allegations against Coin and others who were criticized for alleged securities violations would be withdrawn. But they seemed confident that a change at the top and clear rules would justify a new perspective. He assumes that cases without allegations of fraud will be dropped, but his case will remain. I don't know what you think about it. Feel free to write to me in the comments below. You are also welcome to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so yet. But now I will move on from Eleanor to a tweet from Brad Garlinghouse, CEO of Ripple. He also sent a congratulations to Donald J. Trump here, and I believe he forgot a winking smiley. Congratulations to Donald J. Trump. Food for his first days as a checklist to get things moving. Fire Gary Gensler. Day 1, no delays. He names them in his place, Giancarlo, Brooks, or Gallagher. They would be massive upgrades for rebuilding the rule of law at the SEC and also for its reputation. Host a family dinner with your loved ones and encourage the Republicans and Democrats to actively push the bill on market structure for digital assets in the Senate. And lastly, can we establish some clarity? Similar to XRP and Bitcoin, is ETH not a security, or is it? The tweet went through here. There was an incredible amount of discussion. I believe he forgot a winking smiley at the end. Or he simply wanted to refer again to the question from Patrick McHenry, who grilled Gary Gensler for 2 or 3 minutes about whether ETH is a security or not. And the SEC has not answered this question even once so far. Or he just gave a hint about this month, and now I didn't know whether there was a film or series called XRP Unleashed. Specifically XRP Unleashed series trailer. Embark on a journey into the future of cryptocurrency. Will be released this month, and maybe Brad Garlinghouse said, "Government, you will learn things that will blow your mind and take your ties off." We don't know how he meant it, but we know that XRP Unleashed, based on the trailer, also talks about a bank, specifically JP Morgan. The connections to Ethereum. Ethereum's connections to China. J. Clayton Hinman, who then got hired in crypto. And then the lawsuit came from J. Clayton, and now a little prediction from me. Gary Gensler will do what Clayton did. He will do it on January 15th, the day the SEC will file its appeal in court at the Second Circuit. And then he will leave the SEC. J. Clayton did the same. So, now let's move on to a topic and stay with JP Morgan. And here is an article from Ledger Insight from December of last year. And now please listen closely. It's going to get really interesting. JP Morgan is live on the multi-bank token deposit platform Partior. A report from December 1, 2023. JP Morgan is live on Partior, the Singapore-based interbank payment network that uses blockchain. JP Morgan is in production in the multi-bank network Partior. Only a few banks are currently live on Partior. Partior stands for correspondent banks. JP Morgan is the only US bank allowed to use a blockchain interbank network. JP Morgan's main claim to fame with tokenized money is its blockchain-based bank JP Morgan Coin. And here, shaded in grey. However, JP Morgan Coin only allows digital cash movements between JP Morgan banks. So I have repeatedly said that this is an internal stable. Now JP Morgan is live on Partior, the Singapore-based interbank payment network that uses blockchain. And now it gets interesting. Partior was founded by JP Morgan together with DBS Bank, Temasek, and Standard Chartered. In May, JP Morgan received approval from the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency, OCC, of the United States to use Partior. So, in the spring a year ago, is that interesting? Not so much JP Morgan Coin. Yes? Well, maybe. Partior is definitely founded by Standard Chartered, DBS, and JP Morgan. It was founded to then sit here in Singapore. Very interesting. And then I read this. NIUM and Partior are forming a strategic alliance for cross-border payments. The seamless integration of NIUM into the Partior network will enable customers to make payments in multiple currencies in real time and efficiently conduct PVP settlements. Partior somehow charters, founded by JP Morgan. JP Morgan Coin runs on blockchain. JP Morgan Coin's blockchain is probably Ethereum because JP Morgan has connections to Ethereum. And NIUM is a Ripple partner. Oh, and now it gets interesting in the text. Why is that? Indeed, NIUM has teamed up with the blockchain-based fintech partner to enable faster cross-border payments. This collaboration positions NIUM as the first fintech tech payment service provider in Partior network and promises around-the-clock transparent payouts, clearing and settlement in real time in over 100 markets worldwide. It makes the additional API integration unnecessary, dragging for several months to streamline the real-time payment infrastructure and connect more networks. Partior's blockchain platform effectively addresses common problems. Payment and transaction issues are handled efficiently. Partior's innovative and comprehensive blockchain platform effectively addresses and resolves common issues in global payments, such as significant delays, excessively high costs, and a pervasive lack of transparency, which are prevalent in the current financial systems. The integration of NIUM, Ripple's partner, into the Partior network will enable customers to make real-time payments in multiple currencies and payments against payments, thereby improving access to its global payment network. The partnership also enables NIUM to introduce new services, including intraday, FX swaps, cross-currency repos, programmable liquidity management for businesses, and just-in-time payments across multiple banks. Alexandra Johnson, Chief Payment Officer of NIUM, said that by integrating into advanced networks like Partior, we ensure that financial institutions can quickly and easily access our real-time payment infrastructure without the need for complex technical integrations. As we know how resource-constrained financial institutions are, nostro vostro, resource-constrained. What are resources in money traffic? Too little money. Debt issues. Basel III, higher capital requirements mandatory. I don't know. Let's eliminate barriers to using our network and increase interoperability to fulfill our mission of enabling seamless and optimized real-time payments for everyone, everywhere. Humphrey Wallenbreder, CEO of Partior, said that by combining Partior's real-time blockchain settlement network with NIUM's vast global reach, we enable financial institutions to break down long-standing barriers and therefore create new opportunities. Imagine a world where cross-border payments are instant, transparent, and accessible to everyone. That is the future we are building together. Last month, NIUM, a Ripple partner, enhanced its payment network by enabling connections through the SWIFT infrastructure, simplifying cross-border transactions, and providing a cost-effective alternative for complex API integrations for payment notifications. To support both the current SWIFT MT formats and the new ISO 222 standards. Let it sink in. Okay, now you understand in essence why I keep pointing out how this works, what happens in the background, that the banks will eventually run out of resources. Everything is just happening, folks. It happens in the background. And now I will go to the XRP chart, but I will show you a picture first. Do you see that? Okay. You see, well, I suppose that's just how it is. Sorry. We are talking about that. We are talking about the mass of money being transferred worldwide. And I am convinced that everything will be digital. Everything will be digital. To explain, we have here the nostro, which is this large pile of bricks in red. And one red here, one. Red times 100 is a green. There is an unbelievable amount of money at stake. We are literally talking about this green pile of $2.7 trillion. $2.7 billion that are being shuffled back and forth here. You can't imagine it. I also believe that none of us can imagine it. Sorry, friends, I'm turning the picture off again. How much Money is being moved here on a daily basis. It's unbelievable, and everything will be digital. And if XRP only captures 10% with NIUM and Partior, maybe. Standard Chartered, DBS, JP Morgan, they don't have to earn so much money anymore. It won't be used completely, but it will be used, and I am really bullish about that. I'll show it to you again. I just find it really interesting. Meanwhile, the following has happened today. You know the price trend. This is the XRP chart. 7 years of a triangle. Yes, of course, 7 years of a triangle. Yes, 7 years. It went like this, and as you can clearly observe, the narrowing occurs. The Bollinger Bands are getting tighter, and I'll show it to you again in a moment, but I'll give you a bit of a zoom in now. This happened today. In this particular scenario, we see a breakout to 57 cents out of the triangle upwards. And as I mentioned earlier, this breakout was actually sold off downwards again within an hour, which is quite fascinating indeed. Additionally, it's worth noting that this pattern is not uncommon in such market conditions. Furthermore, this kind of movement is often seen in volatile markets. See here what's going on. XRP is preparing for a jump up. I am convinced the market will market, and at some point it will be unstoppable. Here is also a tiny forecast from Chart JD. XRP. I called it below. I call the next top. As soon as Gensler is fired, I expect a massive move upwards. They break to all-time highs, and then just this image to go with it. He didn't make any forecasts here, but we can see the Bollinger Bands on the left in 2017, how tight they were. Then we had this massive breakout within a very short time. In 3 months, it made 5,400%, which means 54 times. Then we entered this triangle, and now the Bollinger Bands are tightening again. And I also believe that if we sustainably break upwards, we will simply experience a nice pump here. My opinion, not financial or investment advice. Why I am so confident, I am not talking about 5,400% here, folks. On the contrary, there are already a few more XRP in circulation now. But I think for some gains to my forecast, maybe from $7 to $10, I definitely trust that. However, I have a small problem with the fact that Donald J. Trump will be inaugurated on January 20th, and then we are in the year 25. I would be very annoyed. But I will remain optimistic. I will stay bullish. If I am mistaken, then that's how it is. But I stay bullish on XRP and my cryptos, for my ISO, for the application. Overall, crypto is the future. And I stand by it. I will wait it out, no matter what comes next. I sincerely wish you all to stay healthy. That is the highest good we have. And we will see each other in the next video, or maybe on Saturday in the live stream.
Hold XRP. Mike's Ripple's the choice and want to lead the NUC global digital payment system and a use XRP. Hey man Serbians, to years, ciao, friends, in one company focus in crypto. Ripple. In 2014, World Bank and Better Than Cash Alliance, Gates Foundation, Clinton Initiative, and governments of 32 countries published a report, Opportunities of Digitizing Payments. 1 year later, the Better Than Cash Alliance featured one crypto company on their website, Ripple. Today, the Better Than Cash Alliance and all other UN initiatives are focused on a single agenda, the Sustainable Development Goals for 2030. You can see the SDG's logo on Bill Gates' lapel, companies, the Better Than Cash Alliance website, and on the UN's exchange. What is the crypto that uses XRP? In 2025, a new standard for electronic financial negotiations, ISO 2022, will be adopted. Who is the first ISO 2022 member to focus on negotiation technology? Ripple, which has partnered with over 300 financial institutions, including Bank of America, American Express, PNC, Standard, SBI, HSBC, Standard Chartered Bank, Bank of England, India, Singapore, Scotland, Australia, and Indonesia, as well as the largest banks in Japan, Canada, Egypt, the Middle East, United Arab Emirates, Thailand, Morocco, Bhutan, South Korea, Brazil, and Latin America. Ripple, former employee at Federal Reserve. Ripple, former employee at BlackRock Digital Asset Division. Ripple, Australia's CBDC effort. Ripple, who hired a former Treasury official, 2 former Federal Reserve attorneys, 2 former advisors to Clinton and Obama, a former Minister of Defense and Economics of Germany, a former business director at Swift, a former Swift board member, a former CFO of PayPal, a former head of the DTCC, a former chief business officer at Uber, a former VP of Amazon, and a former SEC chair. Ripple member Digital Pound Found, Dollar Project, Euro ASOC, Moja Loop, IMF's high-level advisory board on fintech, Hyperledger blockchain consort, Open Payments Coalit, Faster Payments Counts, Global Payments Steering GRP, Cross-Border Work GRP, Intel ASOC for trusted blockchain apps, Crypto Climate Accord, Univ, Blockchain Init, World Wide Web Consort, a featured partner of World Economic FRM, 3 members their team listed on WEF website, Ripple. Now, does Ripple and XRP sound like they're going to disappear? Or do they sound like they're part of a much bigger plan? You decide.